Whoa, whoa, the mixtape's got a little Hank, little Drake, a little something bumping, thumping on the wheel right. The mix in our drink's a little stronger than you think, so get.
Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a mini update and a story time. If you're just I'm a little aggressive. So if I breathe in these, that's why. But I'm going to get straight into the video because I don't want to waste any time. So here we go. So I'm going to start with the update. So sophomore year is over, and I'm super happy for that. Don't get me wrong. Sophomore year is good, but sophomore year is just like, you're not the new bunch. You're not the oldest, and then junior year you're like with colleges and stuff like that. So sophomore year is just like, well, I'm here. So, but it was still good. My GPA went up by 0.14, which some people might think that's not a big deal. I think it's an incredibly big deal, so I'm super excited. Nothing else at school really happened. I had an A all year in chemistry, so I'm taking, but I did get into my dual credit classes, which is very exciting. So next year I'm taking chemistry and U.S. history, because you can only take 2 while you're in band. So that's the deal. And then my other little update thing is I dyed my hair. I don't know if you can tell, and maybe super hard, but I have brown hair naturally, so you can't tell by the rest of my video. And it's now a like dark burgundy. So I cut my hair last year, really short. Now that's why it's up this way. And I didn't want to cut my hair again, but I wanted something different, so I dyed it. So fun, because my sister, three of my sisters dyed their hair. They just did like the tips of the Kool-Aid, and I was like, I want to do something, so this is what I did. So that's it for my update, because I really don't have a lot to update on, but I feel like I should have done anything sooner. I don't know. Okay, so now it's time for story time for today. And the reason I'm doing story time is because I needed something to do, and I was doing that, and this is going to be like a little recap of sophomore year, this is something that happened sophomore year, so let's do a good story. So this is a story time about how I broke my foot from a curb. And you may be thinking, how the heck do you break your foot from a curb? Well, I'm about to tell you. So let me tell you what's happening. So, I was on a band trip, and the band was at area finals, and we've never, I think we may have been, I don't know if we've ever been, and I was on prop, and it was super windy. I mean the windiest, and we had already done our performance, and we were coming back, and we found out we made finals, so we had to redo all the props and stuff like that. So we were getting the props, we got the props together, and we're going over to line up, so what we do. And he's like, okay, you can move around, so I'm moving around, and I go, we parked him up against the curb, and I get up on the curb, and they're all like deadlocked, there's not a lot of room, and he's like, okay, the band teacher's like, go get me your props, and I go to my props, and I forget that there's a curb, and step, and fall, land, hands down on my knees. I scraped my pants with my knees, which was really amazing, and it didn't hurt my knee, but my foot is throbbing. I swear it was hurting as heck. So I go and sit down, because we still have like 10 minutes before, but we had to go, we were going to start moving. And he was trying to, because we were all getting ready, that's what we had to get back to our prop. So I go sit down, and the band teacher comes up and goes, Haley, why did you do this? We're about to go on for finals. We need our captain. And I'm like, we have 2 other captains. And he's like, but they're not as good I was like, and they're standing right there, and I'm just like, oh, you shouldn't have said that. But so then it's time to go on, and we had there was another girl that was on pit, but they didn't need her in pit today, so she was with us for props, and the band teacher, I'll call him Mr. Z, was like, come over here, help her with the props. But I was determined not. I was like, this is a big competition. I'm going to do this. So me, with my hurt foot, get in there. And when we were going down there, I didn't do anything. And then that was my drill spot, so I was the only one that knew it. So I got up there, and I'm doing the whole thing, hurt foot, limping, because I knew that I was not going to not do this performance, because I did not want to let the team down, because this was really big for us. So I'm like doing this. So we get to the performance. I'm limping the whole way through. Horrible. As soon as we get out, I pull our prop off the field, and as soon as I give it away, and I'm trying to get out of the stadium, and I immediately go to the band directors, and I'm like, I did it, I can't go anymore. So they take me over to a mom, and I stay with her. And then one of the band parents comes over, and he's like an EMT, and he looks at my leg, and he's like, it's really swollen. Don't do anything. Don't move or anything like that. So, it doesn't get better at all. So my mom comes about an hour later, and she's like, and I was like, it hurts so bad. She's like, okay, we're taking you to the doctor. So we go to this like urgent care. So we all go home because all my whole family's there. What? Okay. Sorry. Back to my story. Go away. No talking. Okay. So we all got home. We dropped my sisters off. I dropped my grandma and my sisters off. And they were at the urgent care. And I had one of my friends, I was like, call me when they're FaceTime me when they're announcing. So we're in the waiting room. The doctor comes in, took the x-rays, and we're waiting for him to come back. And my friend calls me, and I'm like, I don't care if a doctor comes in. I'm going to see what happens. So we're FaceTiming, and they start with 10th place. It was only the top 10, so there's only 10 of us. And they're calling 10th place, and I don't hear a score. And I don't hear a score for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3rd. And I was like, oh my gosh, we made either first or second place. And then they call us for second place, and we're screaming. I mean, my phone is so loud. It's like, because everybody's screaming. And then so then I hang up real fast, so the doctor comes in. And I'm like, so excited. And the doctor is like, he's like, your foot is broken. And I was like, well, at least we got safe. So, then we go back. So then we get out of there, and I've got my crutches, and I'm hopping out. And I'm texting with the friends, and they're like, they're taking pictures for sick. And I'm like, what the heck? So I still have my uniform in the car, because I changed it on my uniform. I drive to the school, put on my uniform with my hurt foot, hop in on my crutches to be in this photo, and then I come back. So that is the story of how I hurt my foot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next